New edition of the Pop in Wrestling Podcast with me, Coach 23. It's a beautiful Sunday morning here in Manila. If something is moving, it is my kid. I'm just burning up, just watching Bluey. So yeah, I've been in a hiatus for what, 2 weeks. So first of all, I hope everyone is safe and sound since there was like two typhoons, hurricanes in the states or whatnot that happened here in Manila. Devastated a lot of provinces. You know, supposed to be like a 4 day, rest for me, but turns out, 2 weeks. But it really helped me out as well. Before I took a sabbatical, I told everyone that I'm going to just do a daddy duties for some reason. But yeah, extended for a long time, for like I said, 2 weeks. And first, kudos to my kids for being, honors in their classes, passing their first grading. Uh, Proud of them. Love them. Proud of them. Always try to teach them the value of hard work, and maybe I'll get to that later. Of why grades are kind of important to some folks. Um, but yeah, a lot of things that happen in the wrestling world, in life in general, pop culture and whatnot. We have lowlights, we have highlights, we have great things that happened, during the past 2 weeks. 2 weeks ago, two pay-per-views, two PLEs happened. TNA's Bound for Glory, NXT's Halloween Havoc, great PLEs, although Halloween Havoc kind of fell short in my expectation, but still, they had a decent, great show. Uh, then, of course, Crown Jewel happened a few hours ago here in Manila, so it's 1 a.m. that happened here until way past 4 a.m. Uh, Great pay-per-view, great PLEs, one of the better showings of WWE PLE. That happens normally, well, every twice a year in Saudi Arabia. It's one of a decent one, really a good one, really great one. Crowd is a little bit off. They're trying to replicate the France energy crowd earlier this year in Backlash, but still, they had a good show. They had a good showing. Uh, Highlighted by the two Crown Jewel Championship for men and women. Liv Morgan versus Nia Jax and Cody Rhodes versus Gunther. Uh, the uncivil war between the Bloodline family. So it's the OG bloodline of Roman Reigns and the Usos against Solo Sikoa and his bloodline with Jacob Fatu and Tama Tonga. And drama happens when you have the bloodline. Everyone, it's drama. But yeah, it's actually a good, it's a decent match, a six-man tag match. For me, the right team won. Solo's team won. They really need a win badly since last PLE for Bad Blood, they lost to Cody and Roman. And my prediction of, these two teams need to face each other and Solo's team need to win to get that certain momentum. And they did. They did. They had a win. Solo Sikoa pinned ODC Roman Reigns with two Samoan spikes. But like I said, decent tag team match, decent six-man tag team match. Like I said, drama ensued afterwards. Beat down of the bloodline to the OG bloodline. Then Sami Zayn appears because he's part of the original bloodline as well as an honorarius to become Sami Uso before breaking up with them. And it happened. Uh, there was this great intense moment of all former members of the original bloodlines are in each corner. Solo was standing in the center of the ring, in the middle of the ring, and they're like planning two moves, and it was a Superman punch from Roman, then a Helluva Kick from Sammy, but Sami Zayn's Helluva Kick connected to Roman's jaw because Solo, and here's the thing about Solo Sikoa. This past 2 or 3 weeks, he's really coming out of his shell of not just, a stoic villain, a stoic bad guy, but he's more of like, he's cracking jokes, which is really a good thing, and he's starting to be like that chicken shit heel of, if I can beat you, but if my back is on the wall, I need to be cowardly, scared or whatnot. And his promos the past 2 or 3 weeks was really, really good, especially when he was mocking Jay's eat, eat, and then was like, haha. Earlier he was like, haha, you think I'm not. Earlier when after the Helluva kicked to Roman, it was like, haha, you think you're gonna get me. He was really just coming out of his shell as, not just a bad, serious bad guy, but he can crack, something. He can crack jokes, which is, for me, I guess, Ric Flair is not really, he's a good promo. He's one of the great promo man. But he can wrestle. He's a technical wrestle. But when it's time to be, that cowardly heel, he can do that as well. And Solo is doing that right now, which is again a good thing on his character, adding that layer. And yeah, Bloodline storyline still continues, and I think it will continue past this year, past Survivor Series, because heavily rumored it will be the OG Bloodline, Roman, Usos, and Sammy against Solo's Bloodline of him, Tama Tonga, Jacob Fatu, and Tonga Loa inside War Games, which is I think it's an exciting War Games, and uh yeah, it's the last PLE of the year. Then afterwards, I believe it'll be Saturday night's main event, but it's not really a PLE. It's more of a network television. So yeah, that's the first match. Couple of match happened. Women's tag team title. I was also impressed. I was also impressed. Exceeded my expectation of the eight-woman fatal four-way tag team match. This time action was great. And it's actually kind of unique because it's the tag team champions of Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair against teams from SmackDown of Chelsea Green and Piper Niven with against NXT's Lash Legend and Jakara Jackson. Got their name right now. And Raw's team of Damage Control of Io Sky and Kairi Sane. And like I said, the right team won as well. Bianca and Jade won, and because they got smarter, they lost the tag team titles earlier this year at I believe it was Clash at the Castle in a three-way tag team match. Lost to Unholy, the team. No, I forgot the name of their team, but they lost to Isla Dawn and Alba Fire. Uh, Now they get smarter, I believe, and they won. Using a doomsday device of all finishers. So it's good. It's a great. It's actually exceeded again my expectations in terms of tag team. But Jade Cargill's already getting along. She's becoming that hard hitter of the team. Bianca always delivers. Of course, the team of Kyrie and Io always delivers. Chelsea and Piper also, it's a great tag team for them, and of course the impressive team of Lash Legend or two members of Metaphor of Jakar Jackson and uh, Lash Legend, and because in NXT they weren't really being used that much, but they were used here. Even they're being jumping around the main roster, and they were doing making some things bad for uh the tag team champions, and again they won. Uh, Another match has happened. Seth freaking Rollins against uh, Big Bronson Reed. Brawl happened. Uh, lot of brawl before the start of the match. Uh, Seth Rollins immediately stomped Big Bronson Reed, but Big Bronson Reed, recovers and hit a tsunami for one tsunami. And instead of going for the pinfall, he start climbing, and Seth Rollins became a little bit smarter, and he rolled around the ring, around outside to the ring, and yeah, good match, good hard hitting match. Despite Seth Rollins won, so I was 3-0 in my prediction at the time, and uh, he won using a super stomp. He climbed up the top rope and he delivers a stomp like this. This is Duke, one of my favorite figures, vintage shows. He stomped Bronson's Reed's head to the mat, took the pinfall, and after the match, after maybe a minute or two, Bronson Reed was standing up and he's still challenging Seth Rollins. And Seth Rollins saying, "Nah, you want challenge me again?" And that's it. I think there will be another match between these two, and I think for the second match, I predict that Bronson Reed will take that one against Seth Rollins. Then another match for the women's uh, Crown Jewel Championship. Women's World Champion Liv Morgan from Raw against WWE Women's Champion from SmackDown, Nia Jax. My prediction at the time was Nia Jax will be taking the win, but she didn't. So I lost that prediction. So I was 3-1. But I was also impressed because normally a heel versus a heel, a bad guy versus a bad guy match doesn't really, get too much attention. Because I was like, who is really the healer or much more heel than the two? Naya is an overpower type wrestler. Liv Morgan is, Liv Morgan has Raquel. She has Dom, which was a factor in the match. Naya has Tiffy, but Tiffany Stratton, will she cash in on Naya? Will she cash in on Liv? But I didn't really predict cash in because I think the significance of the Crown Jewel Championship is much bigger than a cash in. Not really bigger, but in this PLE for Crown Jewel, the Crown Jewel Championship, which is much means more than a cash in from Tiffany. I'm not saying that she will not cash in on Naya. I believe she will still. I don't know, maybe Survivor Series or maybe one of the SmackDowns before WrestleMania. Uh, I know, because the thing is, Naya was a babyface back then when she was feuding with Alexa Bliss, and she was over as a babyface because of like the feud was like Alexa Bliss body shaming Naya, bullying tactics from according to people too prettier. Alexa's pretty, of course, but Naya is also beautiful in her own way. I find her, attractive, or not really attractive, not attractive, but I find her beautiful. It's not about the size. It's about I believe she has a good personality. When she's doing normal interviews, she is a good human being. Um, so yeah, I was like, but in the end, I guess the much more heel in the fight was Liv because she used, you know, Raquel interfered, Dom interfered on her behalf, hitting her using Oblivion. But the thing is, what's impressive is the match itself because uh, being a fan for a long time, the psychology of wrestling is a bad guy or a heel has to bump for the baby face. Meaning, if the baby face is on, when you're watching a normal Hulk Hogan match against, a bad guy, when Hulk Hogan hulks up, punch, punch, heels bumps, heels bumps, heels bumps. So the thing is, both are heels, like I said, and they were bumping on each other's move. Even Naya was like bumping on Liv's, drop kicks, code breakers, DDTs, and it was really, really impressive. Impressive match. Good match in terms of, a normal women's match. Liv won, as I said earlier, using the Oblivion. So Liv Morgan is your inaugural or first ever women's crown jewel champion. I believe Triple H will be doing this every, I guess, October or November, during the Saudi PLEs at the time, according to him. Then, yeah, congrats to Liv Morgan, and she was visibly emotional, even when she was handled the title during the post show. She was even crying because of the hard work. A lot of people in the Riot squad. So it's Riot, Ruby Riot, Liv Morgan, Sarah Logan. People are saying Liv Morgan was like, not really an afterthought, but will not have that breakthrough because her character and personality is somewhat similar to Alexa Bliss at that time when the Riot Squad was still in the WWE. And people are saying since it's Riot Squad, it's Ruby Riot's team. Ruby Riot's the breakout character or breakout wrestler, but didn't happen. Now Ruby Riot is in He's now known as Ruby Soho, I believe, in AEW. And Liv Morgan right now is the World Heavyweight Champion, World Women's Champion, sorry, and the Crown Jewel Champion. So she got really a good, great deal. Greg said congratulations to her. It's actually a well-deserved win for her, or even if not, yeah, for that matter. Yeah. So the other match was a non-match between Kevin Owens and Randy Orton. A few weeks ago, couple of weeks ago, I believe, Randy Orton, requested or demanded from Triple H to have the match at Crown Jewel. Um, Great promo between them and SmackDown last week or 2 weeks ago. Yeah, not yesterday, 2 weeks ago. Um, Last week, still, we're still in the week, same week. So last week, and I like the thing is I like how Triple H uh included in the promo that you know what, you injured your back 18 months ago. You were in the shelf, you were in a wheelchair for a couple of months. I'm protecting you from unhinged Kevin Owens, a Kevin Owens that doesn't have anything to lose anymore, and uh an unhinged Kevin Owens that doesn't care about wins or losses anymore. And also, this is a Kevin Owens that similar has a similar take like Drew McIntyre earlier this year that there are heels. But that's the thing, there were heels by default because the fans hated them because the fans loved the baby faces more. In Drew McIntyre's case, CM Punk. In Kevin Owens' case, it's both Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes. But the thing is, if you read or listen, watch their promos, they're actually saying or speaking the truth. Drew McIntyre said that CM Punk was a locker room cancer, doesn't care about the young guys, left WWE, this and that, and this actually those are actually facts. Kevin Owens was actually saying the same things about Cody Rhodes. I help you against Bloodline. Why are you teaming up with Roman Reigns? Why? So I know in Cody's defense, I'm a good guy. I'll team with which I can to stop other bad guys. But Kevin Owens was speaking the truth. I help you against him. Why are you teaming up with him? So Drew McIntyre and Kevin Owens' style of being heels are actually being justified because they're just speaking the truth. But the thing is, as I said a few podcasts ago, that most of the time truth hurts. And when someone you get to hate the person who speaks the truth. But yeah, non-match happened. I love the. I think he did it twice. That first time against when he tried to confront Cody, and on SmackDown he was wearing a Dusty Road T-shirt. Now earlier in this match, he was wearing a Cowboy Bob Orton T-shirts, both of Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton's fathers respectively. And yeah, non-match happened, just a brawl. Uh, uh, Kevin Owens got the upper hand, stunners on referees and producers, RKO to Adam Pearce. They went to like the staging area on the fans side, and I thought Kevin Owens will either do a swanton since he normally do a swanton, and or a frog splash, but he did an elbow drop. Again, Randy Orton, placed on a table, propped on the table. But the thing is, yeah, I believe Kevin Owens did the same elbow drop from like a higher area or way back WrestleMania 36, uh, WrestleMania Performance Center against Seth Rollins, I believe. Yeah, I'm looking silly, just thinking. It's my kid. Say hi. He's blurred. Uh, then yeah, non-match happened. It's okay. I guess they're still planning to a bit plans for this to in the coming weeks. Hopefully, here's what I'm thinking. I kept wishing for this match for some reason because I think it tells a great story. An unsanctioned match. I think this will do bit good for them since the words protecting from each other comes to mind. Make it an unsanctioned match. Make WWE not liable for what they're going to do. Although, yeah, of course, WWE will always be liable. Storyline wise, yeah, they're just saying WWE will not be liable anymore. Like what Shawn Michaels and Triple H did in 2002. Chris Jericho and Shawn Michaels did, I believe, 2009 or 2010 or 2008. Yeah, I believe 2008. Yeah, 2008. Shawn Michaels, Chris Jericho. They can do the same thing here for Randy Orton and Kevin Owens, and I don't know what they can do at Survivor Series, Saturday night's main event or whatnot, or a random episode of SmackDown. But hopefully, either Survivor Series or SNME. But yeah, non-factor, non-match, good brawl between the two, good chemistry still. Then yeah, then following match was triple threat match for until that time was my match of the night. So it's LA Knight defending the United States Championship against both Andrade El Idolo and Carmelo Hayes. Him. Him. Yeah. Good match. If there's an AEW style match that, works with good chemistry and not really, injuries that will permanently injure the wrestler, this was the match. Love the selling of, LA Knight selling from the moves that Andrade and Melo. There was this moment that I thought Carmelo Hayes will be winning, but he didn't. I believe he executed his finisher on LA Knight, and it was like 2.5 being before being saved by Andrade. But yeah, I like the finish of it's like a double BFT, but because I believe Carmelo Hayes was holding Andrade, and uh, there's this move, the BFT that LA Knight did to Carmelo, so there's like both hit their heads on the mat. But yeah, LA Knight won. My prediction, yeah, I predicted that LA Knight will win, and he did. Because I don't think it's time for him to lose the title. Um, right now, I don't think he has any more challengers to lose the title to, because most of the mid card or upper mid card of WWE SmackDown is the three of them. Others are tag teams. Then you have, I don't know, Solo could win the United States, but it's far fetched. But I don't know when or to who that LA Knight will lose that title. Well, he could lose either to both, to either or both, yeah, either Andrade or what's wrong with my hair? Andrade or Carmelo Hayes, or maybe someone from NXT coming up, or a returning Logan Paul. Who knows, right? I don't know. We don't know what will happen. Uh, yeah, LA Knight, congratulations, won. Last year he was in the main event facing Roman Reigns for the Universal title. Now he was the United States champion, defending in Saudi Arabia. So congrats them. Then come out the main event. Uh, WWE champion Cody Rhodes against World Heavyweight champion Gunther for the men's Crown Jewel Championship. And before, like I said, the match of the night for me was LA Knight, the triple threat match. But this became the match of the night because I like how the chemistry between Gunther and Cody. Hard hitting match, a very real, and which speaking of real, my back is scratching, so my back is itching, so I need to scratch it. But yeah, hard hitting match, believable match between these two. Crossroads happen. Uh, Gunther's mission was to choke out Cody Rhodes. Wasn't able to do so. Uh, Try power bombing Cody. Cody Rhodes kicked out. Gunther kicked out of like one or two Crossroads. Kicked out from Cody Cutters. Disaster kicks. I like the disaster kick. I before then, this is before history a little bit. Before it's known as the disaster kick, they just shortened it to the disaster kick. But back then, I believe Cody was like naming it the beautiful disaster because he was like the dashing persona, but they shortened out to disaster kick. But I like the beautiful disaster when he was named. They named it that. You can watch it sometime or maybe in YouTube, but they just rename it disaster kick. So, uh, Cody won using the Bret Hart roll up. When I say Bret Hart roll up, he used it twice in his career, or pay-per-views. One, he used it, I believe, WrestleMania 8 against Roddy Piper when Roddy Piper had him in the sleeper hold. He rolled up backwards. He did the same thing against Stone Cold Steve Austin. When Stone Cold did the $1 Million Dream or Cobra Clutch Survivor Series 1996, he did also the same roll up. And Cody this time he was attempting a super Cody Cutter. Then when he landed, Gunther was waiting, but he did roll up and actually did the same thing. Not really just he used the momentum of the offensive wrestler, like Brock. When Brock did the Kimura, he pushed Brock's shoulder in the mat. Brock's shoulder was counted out. He used the same thing. Basically, used the same thing. Um, Cody won, and I think this is more of like a business decision since uh, as much as I want Gunther to win because I think the thing is with me coming to this match, both wrestlers championship is kinda underwhelming. I like Cody Rhodes. I love Cody Rhodes. I love Gunther. But both of their title runs are kinda a little bit, I would say mid. I hate using the word mid. It's underwhelming, a little bit underwhelming. Of course, yeah, Cody delivers in his matches again with AJ Styles, Kevin Owens, Solo, but even for Gunther has defended the title against what? Randy, Bash at Berlin, Sami Zayn. Both of their title reigns are kinda underwhelming compared to their runs when Cody was chasing the title or Gunther was holding the Intercontinental Championship. So it's either both guys needed the win, but it's okay for them to lose. But I think business wise they went to Cody because of I guess Cody's history. Uh, right now Cody's even Corey Graves acknowledged that Cody is now doing the John Cena schedule, so he's really like the John Cena now because I believe he wanted to be the John Cena in AEW and he wasn't able to do that. Moved to WWE, wanted the John Cena schedule, and now he's the John Cena. Although there's still a John Cena, he's the John Cena right now for WWE. And both at the right, I said earlier in we changed our name again for our Facebook. It's wrestling. Uh, what's it for group? Worldwide Wrestling Society on Facebook. Check it out. Um, Both guys won. Both guys for me won. Even if the Gunther lost, he's got that respect of I believe everyone. Uh, this is the first one-on-one match I believe from between Gunther and Cody, and I think this is the one of many to come. Uh, we can consider Gunther losing, but I don't really consider Gunther losing to Cody in Royal Rumble. Got eliminated. No pinfall happened. It's the work of the rules of the game. Um, yeah, first match, Cody won. Uh, and yeah, but I guess this is a business decision because of how Cody attracts people, buys merchandise. He's one of the Fanatics top five, I believe, merchandise sales this year. No wonder WWE is really high and on him on leading the charge of being the quarterback of WWE. But Gunther's there as well. And yeah, future is bright between these two guys, and hopefully another match or maybe a match or two between them to settle the score of who really is the best right now. And so far, Cody won, and Cody can say had a fluke win, not really a fluke, but didn't use a finisher, didn't use a submission, just a roll up. But yeah, so yeah, that's what happened in Crown Jewel. So people are in the internet are blowing this out of proportion. Though. Yeah, they created a title belt, uh, with diamonds and such, so solid gold or whatnot, and they're just keeping it in Saudi, and they're just going to give them Super Bowl like championship rings. I'm like, what's the big deal? And people will tell me because it's wrestling. Yeah, it's not like the Lakers who has 17 championships, Boston Celtics who has 18. They're not, bringing their trophies when they're in the road games against, NBA teams or the NFL with or Kansas City Chiefs not bringing the Lombard Trophy or Super Bowl trophy and parade it at road games. No, they have championship rings. So I don't know what's the big deal. I don't get what's the big deal. Oh, they created a belt, but instead they're giving it rings. If you ask those wrestlers, they'd prefer bringing just you just wearing that ring instead of that big ass belt, which is a really big ass belt. People are saying it's not a good looking belt. For me, it's okay. It's not the best one, but it's not that ugly as well. It's okay for me. So championship ring would give them Super Bowl ring. Yeah, it's good. It's better, for them to do. Cody's already bringing one. Why bring another one, right? So yeah, it's not a big deal, and people in the internet wrestling community shouldn't, bother them so much about that. Like I said, it's not like LeBron James parading his MVP trophies or the Larry O'Brien trophy everywhere he goes. No, he just wear a ring. Like I said, no big deal. But yeah, then another breaking news or not so breaking news happened in wrestling right now. Couple of stories. Samantha Irvin leaving WWE for other endeavors. Her leaving is kind of polarizing because people are saying, yeah, the reason she left was because of Ricochet, but Ricochet said that, no, she's not going to AEW, but remains to be seen because when Renee Paquette now, left WWE, there was like rumor, no, I'm not going to AEW, but she's there because her husband is there, John Moxley. Um, then Samantha being said that, yeah, I left because of this. Then, according to her, when she had this Twitter spat with an online person, said that uh, when she applied at WWE, she was expecting to be a manager or a personality and not a ring announcer. But that's the thing. Sometimes they're going to try certain talents. It's happened in show business at times. It happens when you audition in movies or what such. Even in school plays, when someone is like, I'm auditioning for the role of Florante or Romeo, but the casting crew or the casting director said, "Nah, you're not for that. You should be Aladdin or you should be this person." There's nothing you can do. It means you're there. Look, and maybe when they tried, even Brandy Rhodes at that time, I believe she was trying to be like either a wrestler or a manager, but then WWE tried her for reporting or backstage reporter and announcing, ring announcer as well, and they fit her role perfectly because they think, yeah, you're better at doing this than the other ones. But it's not bad to have like a certain ambition if you want to be something. And she told on the Twitter that I was like expecting to be a manager of a wrestler, and they didn't give it to her. Then that's the reason she left. And now they're saying that yeah, she left because she wanted to pursue her musical career. Good luck for her. She's a good singer, I believe. Uh, but yeah, her leaving became a polarizing issue. She can do what she wants. Uh, right now, I'm not going to be surprised if she decided to join Ricochet in AEW because that 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 remark of I wanted to be a manager, I wanted to be this part of an on-screen personality. Certain Booker of the Year will say, yeah, I can give it that to you. Okay. So I'm not expecting anymore. And yeah, another uh, news for the AEW front, Bobby Lashley debuted last Wednesday night at Dynamite by attacking Swerve Strickland in the main event. After Swerve's match against Shelton Benjamin, thus they're going to recreate the Hurt Business, but I believe they can't use that name because it's a WWE trademark, so they'll be using, I believe, the Hurt Syndicate. But it kind of got me confused because heavily rumored throughout the year or earlier this year, middle part of this year, was Triple H was willing to offer Bobby Lashley an extension, but not MVP and Shelton, because I think Triple H still sees value in Bobby Lashley. But that's the thing. Bobby Lashley was even teaming up with the Street Profits as the Pride, feuding with the Final Testament. They even had a match at WrestleMania. But he decided to leave because he didn't. He became loyal to MVP and Shelton. That's okay. Loyalty is a good thing. But what got me confused right now in being the AEW in AEW, who are they promoting to be the star of the Hurt Syndicate? Is it MVP because he's the mouthpiece, or Bobby Lashley? Because I find it kind of weird. If I'm going to promote like Bobby Lashley should be always be front and center. And when the last shot happened at AEW Dynamite, who's front and center? MVP. Shelton and Bobby Lashley are on the other side. They're sandwiching, MVP. So I don't know. Good luck to them, I guess. This is not sarcastically. I mean, good luck to them in AEW because uh, everyone can admit AEW is not really in a good place right now in terms of creatively. Sure, they got the 185 million per year for the next 3 or 4 years deal with WBD. Like I said, good for them. But like I said, creatively they're not really delivering. They're not really groundbreaking anymore. Uh, and don't get me wrong, I still see potential in AEW. I've been a fan of AEW for year one and year two. I love the storylines they have. I like the matches they had until it got worse. They're like, I felt like they don't have any more identity. Are you ECW? Are you GCW? Are you Ring of Honor? Are you New Japan Pro Wrestling? Are you WWE? What are you? Because when you say we're pro wrestling, then yeah, it's broad. But yeah, good luck to them. Yeah, that's it. So yeah, those are what happened in the past 2 weeks of resting. I just went to the crown jewel and the AEW part. So yeah, now here's a weird thing. I told earlier because of I said congratulations to my kids because my kids, my daughters, they're top performers, outstanding students in their respective grades. My daughter is in sixth grade. My younger daughter is in the first grade. My son is graduating junior high school. He's in grade 10. Here's the thing: as a parent, why are our parents pushing us to study hard? Why are our parents pushing us to get higher grades? It's not because of those achievements. Those achievements are like bonuses. And when I say bonuses, it's a bonus for that the student, the kid, the person, and also a bonus to your parents because you were like my kid is an achiever, and I'm proud of my son. My son was an achiever in the sixth grade when he graduated in the sixth grade. He was one of the honors that the mayor of my mayor of our place there gave like a bonus allowance. Good for him. The thing is, I'm teaching the value of hard work to my kids. Um, I want them to study hard and get higher grades because in reality, when they grow up and they start to work now in the real world, whether what profession they chose to or choose to, if you're a student and you're just in petics mode, in like you're always on airplane mode, easy mode, like yeah, 75 is passing, as passing grade is equivalent to a 95 passing, 95 grade. Or in if you're in the states, it's like or in college, like a 3 is a passing score as a 1 or a 5 or whatever is the higher grade. For me, that's yeah, that's true. But that's the thing. If you're just aiming for that 75, grade just to pass, if you decide to work in the near future, then you're not giving any more effort at all because you're already doing it in school. That's why I'm pushing my kids, to study hard or work hard because in the real world, if you have a boss, decide to work under a boss, under a manager, under a supervisor, your manager and supervisor will push you hard to work well for the benefit of the business. No manager will tell you, yeah, it's fine, it's good, just relax there. No manager will tell that unless it's time to relax. But no, it doesn't really happen in the real world. 99.9% it doesn't happen. When I was working in the BPO industry, yes, I'm telling my agents if it's almost like our time to log out, there's no more calls, take a rest, take a breather. That's fine. If you reach your quota, that's fine. If you need to reach more, then don't rest. Work hard. Work for more. Strive for more. Because that's that's reality. If you decided just to be easy, guys, there are a lot of billionaires in the world, trillionaires even, princes and kings, monarchies and whatnot, and they are the hardest working people in their company. Because I don't see a billionaire will say, "Ha, I'm a billionaire. I'm going to relax." No, if you're a billionaire, if you have a $1 billion in your bank account, are you going to settle for $1 billion, or you want to gain two more, or three more, or five more billion dollars? It's about working hard. It's the value of working hard. That's why if someone I know there are I have friends in the Worldwide Wrestling Society page that are still studying or whatnot. Work hard on your studies because in the real world, no one's going to give you an easy task unless even if you're your own boss, you're going to strive for more. You can't just say I earned what I got. No, you want to strive more because you want to your life to be better. You want your parents' life, your family's life to be better. And if you're just the type of person who just, I know Australians are laid back, but Australians, I have Australian friends are, hardworking people. They laid back when it's time to, to relax, but they're hardworking folks as well. So that's the value of hard work. If you have kids, push them hard to study because at the end of the day, when they grow up and we're not there anymore to guide them, their managers, their bosses will be the ones to guide them and help them out and push them harder than we can. And as parents, for me, like I said, I believe I said it a few podcasts ago that there are times that I tell my kids, if you give me this, I will give you a prize. And that's what I do. That's what I did. And I'm still doing it. If they want some, especially right now, Christmas season is coming up. If I can give them what I promised them to give, that I can give them, as long like I said, they strive for what for not really for excellence, but yeah, if you're to be excellent at what they do, both as a person and as a student, then everything pays off. Hard work pays off, and I believe in that. So yeah, I forgot what episode number is this, but I guess when if I upload this in Facebook or YouTube or whatnot, uh, I forgot. My kid is already rowdying up. I believe he's still watching Bluey. But yeah, for me, glad to be back. 2 weeks of rest was kind of relaxing and cathartic. I like that word cathartic now. Like I said, doing this podcast still cathartic to me. It's it helps me on my mental health in a way. Talking to people that are just willing to watch and listen, and hopefully you still like my content. If you have suggestion or whatnot, send me a message. Send a message on the chat room at Wrestling Society page. Follow that on Facebook or Pop in Wrestling Podcast. I'm willing to listen, willing to if everyone wants to collaborate with me, I'll be gladly do so. It just our schedule just need to be matched. So yeah, like I said, Sunday morning, Sunday great Sunday day. Hopefully everyone's great. Hopefully everyone's great now, or hopefully someone who was struck by the typhoon is in your recovery area. Hopefully you guys are good now. And yeah, thank you guys. God bless you all. And yeah, this is again the Pop and Wrestling Podcast with me, Coach 23.